So I'm here now. I'm just in the mall, chilling. Everybody see the people in the mall. I'm just in the mall, chilling. Hey, peoples. I don't know if anybody there. But, I mean, I missed out on both lives. 'Cause like I said, I still don't have my Bible. But I mean, I still can vibe with y'all. You know, things are coming in. Um, you know, we gotta really trust and believe in the Lord for everything. Um, but we don't want to be stand still. You know, when you're trying to do something in life, you have to be you have to do a little more in life than some others, especially when you've been targeted. You already know you have to pretty much do more in order to get things. But God has called you to do more. He wouldn't put those constraints on your feet. He couldn't do it. So stay in the will of the Lord and be blessed. Um, I hope everybody is doing well on this Friday. You know, I don't get on all the time, but I'm here basically to just to be in case I can't get on at night. I have things that I have to do in life just as well, and everybody's doing their own thing. I don't brag and boast about everything that goes on in my life. A lot of people can see it, but um, you know, I wish everybody well in their endeavors and everything else they got going on because I'm doing me. And that's what you got to do. You got to do you. You can't do what everybody else is doing. I see on these YouTube streets, somebody beefing with this person jumping in, and I've been guilty somewhat of it. Not on the understanding of what was going on. But, I'm all about peace. I'm all about peace and moving forward in life, not really weighing on things or how things should have been or people. When people decide to show you who they are, let them be. And that's what I pretty much did here. Um, you know, I have my own life, and as a content creator, you know, I don't know if I could ever reach out to other people again. I've reached out to several content creators, and I'm not sure about them. You know what I mean? So especially we deal with those who are targeted. That's where um, you see who's who and who's what. Because when you're being targeted, it your gang stalkers are wanting you to think they're watching you all the time, and they may be, but who cares? Do what you need to do in life. Meet people. Either build with them or push back or see them for where they're at. So you know, that's pretty much how you're supposed to do that. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to. Just be, not too needy, not too much. And some creator, when you deal with targeting, it's just that boundary. Some people are scared to just build, and they think someone's always coming to get them, and that's not always true. You know, I try to make that known when I deal with people. Because some people are like, why are you trying to build with me? Who are you? You know what I mean? But I'm all about peace and love, and I know you're not gonna know that until you actually know who I am, and that's what this channel brings. Um, I know I got to do more as far as getting my content together. I have a lot of things that I'm trying to do. Most importantly, when it comes to my content, for those who are new subscribers, hello. I know I didn't say anything to you. Um, just to get the understanding of my channel. My channel is truly 100% about righteousness, meaning that I try to do things within the laws and commandments of Yahweh, but I'm still learning. I'm not the holiest saint, but I do believe in following the 10 laws and commandments of Christ. And I'm sure enough fall short of his glory. But when I'm saying that, I try to live a prayerful, repentant life, and I try not to do that again if I can. So, you know, and sometimes it's a process. You know, God is still doing a work in me, and that's just where I'm trying to be. So that's just where I'm at. You know, so you'll see things, you know, with certain things that I have with my spiritual gift, certain gifts that I have of myself that had happened to me, which was the Most High had used a rap song to tell me about the certain dangers that I was dealing with today. So when I have this song, sometimes you'll see me put rap on there, and I don't mean to be offensive to you. I thought I had it wrong, but when I finally Googled and understand the lyrics of the song, it it it, it was everything of what God was trying to tell me. And so, you know, this is something for those who are spiritual, who are truly inclined with the Most High. I was doing 40 days and 40 nights fasting for a year. I did 3 of them. So that's how he was moving in me. You know, the Most High can use a mule. So, you know, he put his power in his word and people, and he used a mule. So we can't really judge who and what the Most High does, but use discernment. Okay, not every part of every rap song that you hear that I put on here is saying the word. Okay, I don't operate like that. Some things just a lot of times when I'm working out, I try to use instrumental. Um, I use instrumental rap, and I know some of the rap and the instrumental have the other kind of uh, you know, they have frequencies. So you always want to be careful with that when you're doing that. But for the most part, I try to use clean rap. Um, Sometimes I'm trying to not have a rap because I don't understand. So I'm just saying that we reach out to others, and also there are celebrities that I do know. So you know, you know, God is wanting us to love all people, not just celebrities, not just, you know, these are the people that we really need to be reaching out to. You understand? They are a bigger influence than anybody else on this earth. So God doesn't want us cutting these people out. Hey, how you doing? Two brothers with an attitude. So you know, for those who don't believe it, I have the anointing to listen to music. So I've always done it ever since I was a child. So, you know, some people may not have the anointing. If hearing a rap song, you know, messes with your spirit, don't listen to it. Okay, you know. And when I say hear a rap song, I mean hearing it. Um, you know, if you can, I listen to Christian rap mostly. I try to listen to most Christian rap. So that's what I put on my channel. I appreciate new people coming in. You know, I'm not a judgmental person on this channel. You know, I try to add balance because we're human. And even Christ, that's how he judges us. He said he judges us better in a way that we don't. So when we're thinking, oh my gosh, you know, I'm listening to rap, you know what I mean? You know, the Most High is saying, okay, but you used to be dating rappers. So you know what I mean? So the Most High will probably have that where he's like, okay, well, we just trying to purify you. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to say here is that we all have our problems and our flaws. And the Most High, he can lift us up and build us to where he wants it. It's only he can do it. You know, we're spending so much trying to be this image, you know, like the Pharisees. We're trying to be them. God doesn't want you to be that. He wants you to be your own unique self. Because guess what? By you being your unique self, there's somebody else out there that act and is similar to you or what you used to be. You know, I don't look down on drug addicts, drug dealers, gay people, none of those things, because the former gay people, they know how to talk to the other gay people to help them get delivered. You know, that's why God has these things going in. the gay man or gay woman that have turned from their ways and serve Yahweh, that's a Christian. They're no, as long as they're no longer in sin and people don't want to hear it, they don't want to hear it. And I'm not just talking about just gay people. I'm talking about all people. You know, you know, that's we're trying. The whole goal of serving Yahweh is to bring people to Christ. And I think a lot of times we forget that here on these YouTube streets with our little conflicts and cash apps. You know what I mean? But you know, all this is done for free. Now I know I got a small channel. You know what I mean? And I know people don't want to build with me. I mean, I dealt with a lot of people on these streams, and I had to rebuild my channel like 2 times. And you know, I had more people on there than I do now. But you know, with everything, you know, I don't know if I saw your channel because I looked your channel up, Two Brothers with Attitude. I was actually watching. It was recommended to me, so it's coincidentally that you're here. But welcome, brother. You know, I don't know if I'm subscribed to you, but I will be. Let me do that right now. I don't know if I'm subscribed to you. Okay. Well, I can't do that right this second, but I'm not sure if I'm subscribed to you. But anyway, I know everybody trying to build their channel and get their hustle on. So, you know, I pretty much do that as long as we respect each other. That's pretty much who I am. And, you know, as long as we don't have any animosity. And then sometimes I'll go with the flow with people. You know what I mean? I do come off as mean. Like I said, I've been experienced narc abuse and targeting, and I am to get some form of help to deal with the trauma that is caused. So, you know, but there's people on here that try me, okay? They try me. Some of them my brothers, you know, I call them my brothers, but you know, I since moved on from them. You know, I don't know what they all have their things. I don't mean I don't like them, nothing, but I'm just saying, you know, I have my own channel and my own thing. And so, you know, some of them are cool. Some of them, I don't even bother with them. You know what I mean? You know, this is my walk in Christ. And we can't allow other people, when they change up on us, to be in our lives. You know what I mean? You can only give them the warning and let them know that I'm trying to do something. And so that's where I'm at with that. You know, I'm all about love, peace. I joke a lot because I'm not letting any targeting get to me where I'm at that point. And yes, they have tried me. They watch on my channel and document what I say. I've had actual gang stalkers that use what I do to target not target other people, but, you know, to use it for their game. And I don't know how they're going to do that because my stuff is by the Bible. So, you know, I'm saying, well, then you must be doing things by the Bible, right? You might as well come on over. Come on over. So, you know, I mean, there's certain things that I've done where you could tell who really know what gang stalking is and who don't, because of how they present themselves. You know, they think, you know, if I just overwhelm them, then they're just gonna they're unalive themselves, and that's not true. You know, I've been through very many things in life that you wouldn't even believe, and I'm still here and I'm still living, and I'm gonna keep living with Christ. And that's the only way. That's the only way that you can really overcome and outdo things in life. And your enemies are so confused about it. Like, how did you make this? And I made it because the Most High is just an awesome God. And you know, I do have my mean streaks, and that's why I say when people go bother with me. Now, when people go bother with me, I have my mean streaks. But I'm asking the Most High to work for me. You know, I'm an older lady. You know, I'm just trying to go with grace. You know, how God give it to me, He give it to me. But you know, when you're dealing with the targeting, you know, you can't be, you know what I mean? You know, you have to be nice, but no overly nice, because that's what they see. If they see you being too nice, and I'm not saying change who you are, just know who to be nice to. That's the key. And I'm not changing up for them and anybody else. I just think the Most High has purified me and made me. So let me talk about the procrastination. When you're dealing with procrastination, um, you know, what exactly is procrastination? Procrastination is something that you should probably be doing, but you're not. A lot of times I've been caught up in that due to the targeting of saying, I might as well just not go ahead and do it. They just gonna do this, and you know, and then there's just days that I just go 100. I'm just 100. You know, you know, if you understand targeting, that they mess with computerizing your cell phone. They have their little agents around here that they be messing with your digital thing, and they got a certain amount of times um, that they can keep messing with your things. You know what I mean? Like, let's say that they have, let's say you're filling out an application and you get all the way down to the submit button, and then it don't work, or it just disappears. It's their goal is to provoke you. Okay, they're trying to provoke you, to make you, spaz out on someone, or to the point where you creating chaos, or you would unalive yourself. And so I don't want any of that to anyone and to anybody's harm. And that's why I say it on my channel. And I don't care. I ain't afraid. I ain't scared. I'm going to do what the Most High called me to do. And so, I consider it of other people and targets. And that's probably why they don't like me. They say, why are you revealing this kind of stuff? And it's because it's too many people. We don't need any more people going through this that need to be. I don't know why any more people ain't speaking up about this. The backlash. Don't worry about the backlash. The backlash, you ain't. If you worry about the backlash, you need to get in with the Most High, because God said, "Your enemy shall rise up against you, and they shall be defeated." That's the Deuteronomy 28. So I don't live in fear. When you live in fear and God has called you to do a work, you might be part of the ones that God said, "Depart from me, you evildoer." You have to do the work of the Lord. If you saying you love Yahweh or Jesus, you have to do it. There's no middle and in between. There's no safe haven here. The Most High have given up His life. He's given up His life for you and me. And all He's asking, He's not saying give up your life. He's saying get in with the Most High. When you get in with the Most High, it'll be, He's going to protect you, provide for you, and whatever else that He needs to do for you. And even if it's so much that you do lose your life, you're in the hands. He said if the angels so much as dash your foot against a stone, that the Most High will gather them in their arms. So when you're truly saved, that's how I know people who are truly saved. They're not worrying about, they're going to do this to me. Some things God give you caution to say, nope, don't even say that. Don't even put that out there. So when you, if you're hearing from the Lord, and I got other things going on were causing me not to hear from the Lord. So if I got all the satanic gadgets and devices going on, and I still can hear from the Lord. I still can understand what I'm supposed to do and what I'm not supposed to do. So that's where you Christians need to gear up. Stop being so scared, because the Bible says in Revelation 21:8, He said this is the ones that's going to the lake of fire. He said the cowardly, the unbeliever, the sexual immoral, the slanderer, the murderer, the liar, the drunkard. Yeah, being drunk will send you to hell. Repetitive drunk. I'm not saying buzz and stuff like that. I'm saying you're just an alcoholic. That's probably the more terminology they're trying to use. Being an alcoholic will send you to hell. And I don't think people preach on that very much. God created the strong drink the wine. These are pleasures um, for his children. But you have to be responsible with everything, even with food. You have to be responsible. So don't let anything procrastinate you of anything that you need to do in life, whatever it may be. Even if you find you're a little afraid, still go through with it. Still that's the thing. Don't we all get afraid, some point in time or another. But the deal breaker that you're canceling Satan is when you're just going through it. You still, I'm afraid, but I'm gonna see how this goes. You know what I mean? Like if you're getting a shot, you remember when you're a child getting a shot, and you got to put that arm out there. Put your arm out there, and they say, we got to give you a shot, and you're like, oh no, no, I don't want a shot. If you were anything like me, and I know I got to do it, so you just get it done, and it's done. So don't procrastinate on things in life, and if God is giving you a word or He's telling you to do something, because He says obedience is better than sacrifice. So when He's telling you to do a thing or work, do it, because He'll bless you so much. So I'm about to get off here, but I'm just getting on my channel just to let people know, because I know I don't come on live all the time. It's just to be I'm doing things, and some things are not. I'm going to be more, I'm definitely more on building my channel. Sometimes looking for interviews. If anybody has extraordinary story or something they want to talk about, even with targeting, I'm looking for people like that you can get my email address. It's goingforth111@gmail.com, and it's in my channel description. If they want to talk about a story or something or interesting, that's what my channel is going to start doing, more interviews and being personable to people who want to be. Because I understand with targeting, some people don't want to, and that's a shame. I'm not letting anything stop me, and I don't know what you go through, so, that's where I go with it. But, I don't let it stop me, and that's probably why they don't have the best of time to target me, because I try to build with people. Even some of them are being fake. I still try to be with people, and still love them and understand that sometimes the ones that's being fake, they turn around and they realize I am a good person, and so that's what we do here. So I wish blessings to you all. Sabbath day is gonna be here, 6 o'clock, and so I just wish everybody to have a great Friday. Stay safe. Stay safe in the will of the Lord. Amen. All right.